Hi. In the last couple of videos, I discussed some common injuries that might happen to people when they exercise. In this video, I'm going to give an overview of how they can be treated. Before we begin, I want you to understand that this short video is not a first aid course. It doesn't cover every type of injury, and it doesn't make you qualified to care for a serious injury. So, if you find yourself facing a serious injury, get professional medical help or call 911. So, what is a serious injury? Anything involving a lot of pain, severe discoloration, swelling, a lot of blood loss, or any hard hit to the head should be taken seriously. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about RICE. It's not what you think. RICE is an acronym that stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. These four things are useful when treating bruises, sprains, and strains. The R stands for rest. That means that you don't use the body part or somehow restrict its movement to prevent further injury. The I stands for ice. If it's available, put some ice in a bag and perhaps a towel. Apply it to the injured area for no more than 20 minutes. The ice helps with the pain and swelling. The C stands for compression. If there's swelling, try wrapping the area securely, but not so tight that it cuts off blood flow. Finally, the E stands for elevation. That means that, if possible, you want to elevate the injured area above the heart. This helps to prevent swelling too. If there might be a fracture, you'll want to focus on just immobilizing the injured body part to prevent further injury, apply ice to reduce the pain, and wait for medical help. Cuts and abrasions are treated differently. Blood loss is a concern, but so is infection. This is why washing your hands is always important. Also, if you're helping someone else, you need to be aware that contact with someone else's blood can be dangerous to either person due to things like hepatitis and HIV. This is why health practitioners wear gloves when treating someone else's cuts and scrapes. Anyway, if the injury is still bleeding, you'll need to apply pressure with a clean cloth and elevate the injured body part until it stops bleeding. Once it stops, you want to clean the wound with water, wash the surrounding area with soap, apply an antibiotic ointment, and finally, cover it with a clean bandage. You'll want to change it later, especially if it gets wet or dirty. Remember, a cut or abrasion limits your skin's ability to protect against infection. You'll need to check the area for a day or two to see if it becomes red or swollen, which could mean there's an infection. Okay, that should do it. Like I've said before, you're not going to get through life without getting some injuries now and then. But knowing how to treat minor cuts, scrapes, bruises, strains, and sprains should help. Once again, if there's a lot of pain, swelling, bleeding, discoloration, or a hit on the head was involved, don't play. Get medical help or call 911.
Hey, Fast Charlie here. Were you just shot, stabbed, or fell off a building? Ouch, that's awful. What are you gonna do? First aid? Bed rest? Ain't nobody got time for that. But don't you worry, Medico's here to help you with a quick, fast, and easy solution. Instant health kits. No more gloves, ice packs, stinky ointments, and bandages. Just touch it, and you'll be at 100% in no time. If you order now, you'll get this free health potion. It's just like our health kits, but tastes just like sour cherries. For the low, low price of $99.95, you